the top focus this hour. Now, urging the Prime Minister Narendra Modi and leaders, in fact, of both India and Pakistan to take meaningful and sustained steps towards restoring peace, normalcy, dialogue and cooperation. A group of over 100 prominent citizens from India and Pakistan have called for an end to continued hostility, which they said is depriving millions of young people of both sides of opportunities, prosperity and a secure future. They sought restoration of full diplomatic relations and reinstatement of high commissioners in New Delhi and Islamabad, in addition to resumption of normal visa services for both countries' citizens. Now, issued by the Center for Peace and Progress, an open letter signed by 117 people, including significant political figures from India and Pakistan, have made suggestions ranging from immediate diplomatic measures to the resumption of a structured dialogue, the reconnection of people-to-people links, as well as promotion of religious and cultural access. Let me now open this up for discussion with author and historian Dr. Ratan Sharda, who is joining us. Dr. Sharda, thank you very much for speaking to us on this. What is your first take on this open letter that has been written?
These open letters are not something new. People with a lot of asha, a lot of aman ki asha, and people who still live in 1950s, 60 or 60s, 70s, believing that Pakistan will mend its ways, do host such conferences. They should host such conferences, but they also should be realistic about whether Pakistan is actually doing something to gain the trust of this country. Secondly, to use an international forum, which is supposedly track to diplomacy, to use that forum to promote its own agenda by disclosing correctly or wrongly, we do not know, the proceedings of the conference. So it remains that Pakistan uses every opportunity for a propaganda. That's all I can say at this moment.
Right, but what do you make of the people who have signed this letter at a time when the Indus Waters Treaty is also at an abeyance? India has never done that, only after the Pahalgam attack, at a time when India is preparing a dossier to have Pakistan included in the FATF grey list and send it to Paris. Why is this letter coming now?
See, these are the usual suspects who have very good hearts, I believe, but not enough of intelligence to know and to question the promoters of this idea whether Pakistan has done enough to gain the trust. As I repeat, the kind of aggressive moves against Bharat everywhere, and now it's facing problem within Pakistan itself, right from Sindh to Baloch to Pashtuns and even POJK. They are in deep trouble. They are trying to use this as leverage to show that they are the victims, but they are the perpetrators. And we should talk, but as I said again and again, the question is, for years we have been saying whether Pakistan actually reciprocates on the ground. We go to Lahore and then they have Kargil.
Yeah.
We give them water in 1960, very unequal distribution of water, 20% for India and 80% for Pakistan, and then it attacks India. So it keeps on talking of Kashmir but never talks of reconciliation. Even that particular Security Council resolution has lost its complete sense. So for now to believe that they will improve without themselves committing to any of this positive acts that can promote this kind of feeling, I think that is the problem. Definitely we cannot live together continuously in hostility and waste crores of rupees on resources on the economic front and not giving our citizens their due. But for that, who is responsible all these years? Right from 47 onwards, we have seen Pakistan is a perpetrator of every kind of aggression, every kind of terror act and every kind of subversion.
Yeah.
So we should also put them on the mat and question them. These people have a right, I said, to ask for this dialogue. At the same time, they should also question Pakistan and put some conditions to that what happens, how do you start the discussions?
Absolutely. And I just want to take you through some of the names that are on this letter. There are names like Humayun Kabir. There are names of opposition leader, Rohini Singh. These people have not been accepted by people in our own country who've lost the elections. Opposition leaders including Mani Shankar Iyer are there. Mehbooba Mufti, she has signed this letter. And OP Shah has organized for this letter to be signed and raised. Do you think there's some hidden agenda, and why are they not aligning with the official stance of the Indian government?
See, they are trying to find some relevance. They have lost relevance. Nobody is looking at them, asking them of their opinion within their own parties and even outside in the intelligentsia. So they are trying to find relevance. You can't remix the same dialogues, the same kind of narrative which you used in 1970s or 80s or 90s. We should always strive for peace, but as I said, peace can be only true if both sides are true to the feeling of that peace. As Modi ji said, water and blood cannot flow together.
Yeah.
And you cannot have disputes, and you can exploit Kashmir, you can exploit rivers, but not allow us our share, because what is currently government doing? It is just trying to use what is flowing freely into Pakistan for its own use. It is not actually yet stopping any water to Pakistan. It has only annulled the treaty because it was unequal. We gave them money for dams also, we gave them every facility, but have they reciprocated? So anybody who says that we should have dialogue, I totally agree, we must have dialogue. But at the same time, are we asking enough questions of Pakistan? And has Pakistan done anything which will give us confidence that they will not make the mischief? But as you see, even these days, we are finding all kind of jihadi attacks in our own soil, most of them pointing to Pakistan.
Yes.
So unless we ask the right questions, we will not get the right answers.
Right. Dr. Sharda, is this the first time that a letter of this sort has been written? Definitely not. Such open letters have been written time and again. But what has Pakistan done? For India to even agree to go for a diplomatic dialogue, won't you agree that Pakistan has to show some intent and action to that accord? Pulwama, Pahalgaon, Uri, Pathankot, 2611 victims are still grieving. We've still not gotten their answers. The Kanishka plane, so many incidents, we can name so many. The parliament attack, every terror attack on India has been sponsored by Pakistan. What is the ground for such letters to be written? We are looking at a time when our cricketers are refusing to shake hands because Pakistan is constantly killing our civilians.
See, over the years, the only change we have seen in the civil society and not in the government is that now politicians, not just intellectual, politicians slowly talking about their ancient heritage, which is nothing but Hindu heritage. Now they were trying to prove that Panini was a Pakistani and there was no Pakistan at that time. So they are trying to find their roots, their fake history that Mir Qasim started, the history started with Mir Qasim and Pakistan became Pakistan with Mir Qasim in 7th century. So that is all gone down the drain because none of Pakistani feels connected with that idea. Nor are the Arabians, nor are the Turk invaders. Having understood this, the people are slowly believing that their future lies by identifying with their own ancient heritage, which is Indian, Hindu. And if once they understand this, that change will slowly build in. It is that change that we should be looking at. We should not be looking at these spectacles, these kind of international jargon and these kind of just good wishes. We need to go back to the roots and tell them what you were, and there is no way for you to grow. Because what were we? A few years back, Pakistan had better per capita income than us. They had much better agriculture. In fact, we got the worst part of Punjab compared to Pakistan. We had rich minerals they got, but they could not utilize it because of their highly racial and highly communal agenda and their persecution of their own people. Now, unless they go out of it, they get out of this particular mindset, they cannot progress. And all these years, India has reached the top of the pinnacle of the world order, and Pakistan is languishing somewhere at the bottom. So they are trying to pull India to their level through think tanks and all. And for us to follow the same path would be, I would say, in a simple word, a little foolish.
Now, some of the opposers are saying, the naysayers, they say, if US and Iran can come to a dialogue, why can't India and Pakistan? But do they need a reality check that Iran and US, even during the time of this agreement and ceasefire, are attacking each other?
Yeah. Not only that, is it realistic the kind of dialogue that America and Pakistan and Iran have? They started dialogues decades back, and what has happened in all these decades? One president signs an accord, other president annuls it. Then you have this continuous stalemate. You got ultimately you go for a war which you decisively lose, because the way ceasefire has been reached shows that America would not gain anything out of that particular war. Similarly, Pakistan has not been able to gain anything out of all these wars. It is India that has gained, though not really the way it could have or should have, but still it had the upper edge, and Pakistan was broken into two. And knowing this, that they cannot fight and waste their energies on India, rather than they should work with India, they have to realize it. Unfortunately, Pakistani army lives on the particular enemy affair. Do any of these writers, do any of these people have any link with Pakistani army, where they can force Pakistan army to say that, okay, what we have done so far is wrong, let us start on a clean slate? So if they want to start on a clean slate, most welcome for the dialogues, but you cannot lecture India just or Pakistan in the air. The Pakistani people, the Pakistani government and the military, they are different people, and it is Pakistani army which has Pakistan in its pocket. So if we keep on talking to unnecessary to people who have no relevance in Pakistan, and you try to impose it on Indian polity, I think that will not work.
Dr. Sharda, thank you for joining us on this for now and speaking to us.
Thank you.